Regular boy. Come on, regular boy. You wanna come outside? Look. Come on. Come on. Let's go outside. Look. I already brought Goliath. Come on. Yeah, come on. Come on. Let's go in the backyard. Come on, boy. Come on. Goliath. Come on. Anyways, this Raggle. Um, I've She left the fucking gate open back here again too. This fucking kid, man. I say she's not a kid. She's 20 years old. All right, let's start. Anyways, yeah, make yourself at home, Goliath. I live next door, and my neighbor's daughter owns a husky. Beautiful husky. I've done shorts, and he's actually had a lot of views. And actually, I've gotten subscribers because of this beautiful boy right here named Raggle. Hi, Raggle. Hi, Raggle. Anyways, he just wants to kick back in the house. So, story is that my neighbor that owns the house here next door, he works out of state or out of the city a lot. Same line of work that I used to when I was working. Oh, nice. Yeah, I'll go ahead and make yourself at home here. I'll pick that up. Goliath, my chihuahua, is just taking a dump right now. I'll pick it up. Don't worry, buddy. Hi. Anyways, and oh, don't step on it, dude. Oh. Come here, Raggle. Come here, buddy. Hey. Anyways, since I don't work, I'm disabled and stuff. I'm home a lot, right? I have no life. So I do come over and I watch the dogs, But my buddy and his wife, when they're not home, when he goes on the road to work, out of state or even out of town, she goes with him, his wife, and they take both their dogs, their the other two dogs. But Rigel, the husky, is like his daughter's dog, so he stays behind. That being said, she works and she's gone during the day. So I was asked, and I've also volunteered, and I said, yeah, I can come over and keep him company. I can let him out to, you know, um, let him use the use the facilities, and whatever. And then, he likes to lay out that stuff out, lay out. Poor guy, You don't be stuck inside and stuff. And I don't mind doing it. I do it for the dog. And I know what it's like because having an animal, people call them pets, and to me and in our household, they weren't just pets; they're a part of the family. So we interact with them. We always try to keep company and stuff and everything. So they're not always alone a lot of the times. That's regardless. That's without the subject. Or sorry, I mean that's besides the point. Is what I meant to say. A little, I've been noticing, that this young lady, and young lady, because she's younger than I, but she's not a young girl. Like, she's not 18 years old. She's reaching 30. she she's a free spirit, and she goes off a lot on trips on a day's notice or no notice. You know, she'll go here or there, and then all of a sudden, you know, she used to tell me, you know, like a week in advance, hey, you know, could you watch Rigel, you know, for a couple days, you know, it's like, oh yeah, by the way, Rigel's a diabetic like I am, so he needs insulin twice a day, so he gets fed in the morning, 7 in the morning, and then he gets his shot. Same thing in the evening, and that's what she. Well, what happened? Now she said, "Do you mind?" I said, "No, if it's you know," and Rigel and I have built a rapport. I said, "The only thing I don't do is I don't shake his sugar because the process of checking the dog's sugar is like you have to get the you have to do it in their gums, and I just like I don't feel comfortable doing that, you know. But I give him in the back of his neck, you know, grab his hide and you know, give him the dosage. You know, I'll grab the vial and the syringe, and you know, get 21 units, get the air out of the syringe, you know, and you know, you massage it in, whatever, no problem. Dog's used to it. Only poor guy. Only one time I got him in the muscle, I think, you know, and he yelped. I felt bad. You know, I've done it to myself a couple times. I know what it feels like. Anyways, back to the story. So, she used to give me a heads up. You know, I told her, give me a heads up, um, because you know, in case I'm not busy, but in case I'm here, remind me. You know, even the day of, you know, send me a text because I forget my memory. I'll write it on my phone calendar and I'll put an alarm. But sometimes I fall asleep, you know, during the day. You know, regardless of how I'm feeling, if I'm feeling well or not well, or the medication, you know, and they understand that. And the last couple of days, I have been not feeling well, and also I'm on a new medication, and and even the medication that I have to take at night, the neurologist said just take it at night, and still kicks in, and by 10 o'clock I'm out. So I told her yesterday. I said, hey, look, you know, it's like I don't feel well, so I'm gonna leave the back door open. You know, I let him in the front. He goes in the front, and as he gets cool, he goes back inside, and he likes laying out in the back. And I leave the door open in the back. You know, I'm here, no problem. You know, only when I'm in the front yard or in the living room. You know, I can check it out. You know, when he's in the front, and I'll leave the door open. Um, and I can check your ring cameras whenever you know I hear anything. Anyways, yeah, okay, you know. And then I told her, hey, I'm not feeling well yesterday, and I just left the door open. I'm gonna lay down. And she's like, oh, okay, never mind. You know, it's like I got people coming over, my friends coming over. You know, and she said her friend, but there was like 5 cars parked in her front all day and all night yesterday. Well, what happened was, like I said, her dad's been gone, and her stepmom's gone. The other person that lives here is gone during the weekend. She works during the week. On the weekend, she goes up north, and spends time with her boyfriend, and to the house all alone. So she brings all her friends over, you know, and they spend the night, whatever, you know. I mean, they don't party really, whatever. You know, I don't care. It's not my business. So I'm cool. So just today, right now, I was getting ready to take a nap. Whatever. I went and ran some errands. Actually, I went to the pharmacy. I got back and I just finished lunch, and I was getting comfortable to like lay down, and I noticed I had text, and I checked the text. Lo and behold, who it is? Oh, by the way, if you don't mind, you know, like coming over, Rigel's gonna be alone all tonight. You know, his dinner's gonna be in the refrigerator. I'm like, and I remember what I left for a message. I said, "Oh, you mean what happened to everybody else here today?" And right away she answered, "Oh, we're going on a trip up to LA today." So you got a day off, and you're gonna go up to LA today. Okay. All right. So then I sent another message. So Rigel's alone all day today? Yeah, Rigel's alone right now. All right. So here I am. I came over, let Rigel out, go to the restroom, and Rigel went back inside. And usually, what I do, I come here, spend some time with him, you know, and I give him fresh water, and I don't feed him because he's on a strict diet. He only eats twice a day, so his food's in the refrigerator. She puts his meds, his pills, in his food, and then his insulin's in there and stuff. And so I already know. I mean, that's none that I have to do his insulin later on. And I said, I don't mind. But the thing is, I'm trying to say, it's already expected of me. It's already like, oh, well, the neighbor has no life, so it's like he'll be here anyways. He'll do it. And that's not the point. So here's the thing. It's like I said earlier in my shorts, like there's two types of people that I really, really annoy the crap out of me. And those are the people that I really disassociate from the furthest, or the people that are ungrateful, because I do things out of the goodness of my heart, not because I expect something in return. I don't do that. You don't do things for that. So that's not what I'm saying. That she's ungrateful. I'm sure she's grateful, but I'm starting to see that she's taking advantage of the situation where she's going, oh, well, the neighbor's here. He'll do it anyways. And she knows that I'm not doing it for her. I'm doing it for the dog. I care about the dog. You know. And it's like, yeah, I really want to tell her, hey, you know what? At first she was actually she was giving me money, and I wasn't asking her. She was actually giving me like $100 and stuff a week, and that stopped a while ago. And I'm like, okay, cool. Yeah, I told her you don't have to do that. Oh no, 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 no. And she was getting pressure from her dad and her stepmom. Hey, you gotta pay him. Blah, blah, blah. I said, no, no, no. But the money that I was getting extra wasn't going in my pocket. It was going straight over to my responsibilities, which my responsibilities is like 7,000 miles away from here, to another responsibility that I have somewhere else. And yeah, that's another subject too. Also, sometimes, and I don't want to say nothing, you know. And sometimes I feel like I'm not there in that process. Also, when it comes to that subject, sometimes I don't feel like I'm appreciated there. Sometimes too, because I really try to help over there. And I know it's a tight budget, but extra things happen, and also things happen, come up, but a budget's a budget. And when they're like, oh, by the way, please, I'm like, hey, it's like you gotta understand. I'm speaking in codes here because I know the person's gonna see this. They're, and I talked it with that person. I made that person understand. Look, you can't just bring things up on me, especially when they're not emergencies. If it was an emergency, I would understand, and the medical thing or something. But if it's just because it's just a graduation, and it's $30, which it's $30, and that $30 is going to cost $10 to send that $30 overseas. When it already cost me $10 before to send the budget, you know. So yeah, sometimes I do feel, it's like, hey man, it's like I don't know. a thank you only goes so far, and it's cool to hear it, but to actually feel appreciated is another thing, because hey man, you need to understand that hey, I can only give so much. I'm not who I was before. I don't make $6,000 a month anymore. Those days are over. I don't have the energy that I used to have before, where I could, get up at 3 in the morning, and work a 15-hour day, 70 hours a week, and still come home and do whatever I gotta do. Every day is different. It's a battle sometimes with energy and strength, and I don't think people understand. Hey, I don't feel well. I'm not doing things because I don't want to, or I don't feel like it, or I don't, it's like just walking from just there to here, from the front yard to the front yard here, and it's just a slight incline in the hill, especially walking back uphill to my house. It takes a lot of strength, and sometimes I feel like I'm gonna collapse. And already I feel like that before I get here. So sometimes, you know what, man, I just rather stay there. So if I'm gonna pass out and collapse, I'd rather do it at my property. At least I'll be in my backyard and I'll collapse in my backyard. And hey, man, at least you know, someone doesn't find me in my living room laying down or in my backyard, and basically, I don't know. Just people don't understand. It's hard. It's frustrating sometimes. It's frustrating sometimes. It's very frustrating sometimes. All right. Anyways, man, I did what I was supposed to do. Rago looks good. Poor guy. I mean, he looks so sad. That's the thing that bums me out. You know. I mean, I have Goliath, and he's Goliath's over there. He's eating some of the grass back there. And I feel bad because I would like to have another dog to keep him company and stuff, but like I said, man, it's a lifetime commitment and stuff, and I don't want that anymore. I don't, because I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be here, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Goliath will be 10. He's 10 years old, but I got him September 15th. I mean, sometimes yeah, around September 15th. 2015 is what I mean. September, around that time, September 15th. So he'll be 10 years old. He's starting to look like an older dog. Still got time and stuff, but what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to get another dog, and it's just I guess when Tommy left my presence last year, which would be a year in June on Father's Day weekend, and it just made me think, because I really miss having a cat around. And it's not gonna be the same having another cat, It's not gonna replace Tommy. Tommy was 15 years, with that same cat. It was more than just a cat. It's a lifetime commitment, man. I mean, just all the time. Um, there's always been dogs at the house, but it was always like I inherited the dogs at this house when I inherited this house. And there were older dogs, and they passed away a couple years ago already, which were their companions to Goliath when I first got him. And he's been used to like being by himself now. Because I've been home now the last 3 years. I mean, pretty much every day now. Animals need company, even if it's just a human. Just as humans, we need company. Um, Actually, I guess I'm trying to say is like don't get a dog, don't get a cat. If you're just gonna get an animal, if you're not gonna put time and effort and attention, to have that animal, at least most of the day, part of the day with that animal, interact with that animal, don't do it, man, because that animal's gonna rely on you. It's like they really do, they really really do. At least get another one, to keep it company. So, but yeah, I don't know. So, anyways, anyone watches this and sees this and stuff, and kind of understands what I'm trying to say, and has any suggestions or any comments of what I could possibly say or how I could say this to this young lady, what I'm trying to say. I'm not gonna say I don't want to do this, and I'm not gonna do this, and you need to pay me. That's not the point. But I'm really starting to see that this young lady doesn't really have a sense of responsibility. And she's not a bad person. I mean, she's actually a bright, good person, good natured person, a sweet, intelligent person. I mean, she's a educated person with like a master's degree. I mean, she went to school, did it, everything, and she, I believe, was working at Starbucks. But I'm not sure if she's at Starbucks anymore. But she was working at Starbucks part time, and then she was working at a vet place part time. And the reason she was working at a Starbucks part time is because she didn't want to get tied into a regular job making, I think, starting like in the 80s. But she can make three figures easy with her degree. But she didn't want to because it's going to tie her down, as what her father said. She don't want to get tied down, and it's going to interfere with her travel. That's not my business. This really just has to do with like I don't like being taken advantage of, and I don't like being unappreciated, especially when I'm really like doing it out of the kindness of my heart. If it's something that I didn't really care about or care, I just tell them to fuck off. But I can't because I kind of care in the situation. I care about the dog. So yeah, if you guys made it this far, thank you very much for being a subscriber. Thank you very much for being a viewer. And thank you very much for tolerating this rant that I had today. All right. Peace out.